One thing I hear a lot from typically more pet focused owners is my dog could never do that, or that they could never do something. Typically this is like referring to more advanced behaviors like my scent detection stuff, or if you're doing advanced obedience, things like that. Even some complicated trick stuff. You know, I hear a lot of, well, my dog can't do that, my dog's too old, my dog's too this, my dog isn't trainable, whatever. And I really wanted to make this video to talk about how most concepts in dog training, one, they're not new. No one's really coming out and finding out some new crazy discovery about dog behavior. For the most part, everything is based on the same science. It's just being used differently in more modern ways, more effectively, and things like that. And really in dog training, you know, you're looking at really basic concepts just to shape these more advanced behaviors. So right here I have a video of my senior dog. We've been working on his detection for the past couple of weeks. Not super duper consistent in our sessions. Like, I'm not doing 4 sessions a day every single day. We're fitting them in when we can. He is also, if you can't tell by the video, he's pretty old. So the average person, if they owned him, they may say, hey, he can't do that because he is old and you can't teach him new things as an older dog. But really, you know, it all boils down to a few different concepts and being able to actually effectively use those concepts to shape the dog the way that we want to have them perform. And one of those big things, of course, operant conditioning. We teach the dog how to operate the environment. Scooter's learned that by sticking his head in the hole, he gets food, so he wants to keep doing that. Of course, classically conditioning with detection, which is what he's doing right now. He's working on some patchouli oil, but you know, we want the dog to have a positive association with the odor itself. So it's more than we're just teaching the dog to put their face in a certain hole. My dog has good feelings towards that odor. So we've already done a lot of work that every time you smell this, you get food, and that's pretty cool. So there's actually a little bit of an emotional response happening with this as well. Really the main reason I wanted to use this specific session is I'm doing something that I do with pet dogs all the time. So you know, we've started already clearly teaching put your head in the hole, but I'm actually increasing his duration. So just like I would do duration on a stay or any other behavior, I'm building my duration in this moment as well. I'm just doing something that looks a little bit different than basic obedience. So anytime I have a behavior, whether that is the dog holding a position or not, I'm still looking at distance, distraction, and duration for completing that behavior. And here with Gracie, we're doing some position changes in our position box. And we had a very long struggle of her putting her feet on the ledge of the position box, which is not ideal for what I want to use it for. And through using my timing, my motivation, and my consistency, as well as my operant conditioning with the dog, I'm able to create this really nice, clean obedience picture that I want my dog to perform. And Gracie is not some crazy sport-bred dog either. She is a mutt off of Pet Finder, and all that we've been doing is what's gotten her to this flashy obedience. And I get a lot of people that see her working and they think that she is some sort of high-speed dog. Absolutely is not. We're just working on that motivation. And here with Dixie, my newer dog, another old dog, Chihuahua, who you might be hearing a little bit in the background of this video, it took us a lot of sessions for her to not be scared of my target stick. All this is a piece of wood with a little piece of duct tape at the end to create a little bit of a flag. But she's very scared of the target stick. But I'm using my timing, motivation, and consistency to teach her that putting her nose on the target stick is good. So if you notice she touches it, I'm instantly marking good and feeding her. Her motivation, of course, she loves food. She's a fat little Chihuahua. And then the consistency is I'm doing it every single time. I don't leave my target stick out on the ground and make it a piece of her regular environment. I want the target stick to be something she is a little bit obsessive over. And so I do limit her experiences with it to times where I'm only I'm there to only reward her for doing this. So I think, if you're someone you're kind of waiting to start any sort of advanced behaviors with your dog because you feel like it's impossible or you're not qualified for it, the worst thing you can do is mess up the dog a little bit. And guess what? If you're training the dog, you can train the dog a little bit more. So I think, anyone can do advanced behaviors, advanced obedience, different training. Any dog can do a lot of these things. It's more about how patient are you, how consistent will you be, how are you going to use your tools, and really just being able to use that correctly. And I think half of the battle lies in the fact that the dog community can be a little bit judgy. They can be a little bit judgmental in some of these sporting groups and stuff on Facebook. But someone's gonna hate you at all times anywhere, so don't let others on the internet judge you. And if you feel like you're embarrassed of your dog's training, no one's telling you have to post it. So let this be your sign to go try something new with your dog. Try something that maybe is a little bit scary for you to try. The joy of the internet is you can find dog training classes near you for certain things, or you can find online guides and stuff you can find helpful to be able to do just about anything with your dog.